30 wild Africa geography facts you got wrong. Let's go ahead and check this out, guys. If y'all are new here, hit that sub button, like the video. Let's get right into it, man.
Did you know there is a desert in Africa older than the dinosaurs? And it's not the Sahara, by the way. And there are places on Earth that get struck by lightning more than anywhere else on the planet. Africa is far more incredible than you think. Starting from fact number 30. Africa is the second largest continent on Earth, yet its coastline, 30,500 kilometers, is actually shorter than Europe's 38,000, because Africa's coast is almost perfectly smooth, with no deep bays, no fjords, and no natural harbors. Historically, that mattered enormously, as fewer harbors meant fewer docking points, which made maritime trade far harder to establish than in Europe or Asia. Number 29. Oklo in Gabon is the world's only natural nuclear reactor, where 2 billion years ago, uranium triggered nuclear fission across 16 underground sites with zero human involvement. These reactions ran for up to 600,000 years before burning out, and it stayed hidden until 1972, when scientists noticed a tiny drop in U-235 from 0.720% to 0.717%, a microscopic clue that revealed one of Earth's most insane geological events. Number 28. Some of the world's earliest writing came from Africa. Egyptian hieroglyphics go back over 5,000 years. The Proto-Sinaitic script, developed by workers in ancient Egypt around 1900 BCE, is the ancestor of nearly every alphabet in use today. The one you're reading right now traces back through Latin, Greek, and Phoenician to a script born in Africa. Number 27. In 2005, a 60-kilometer crack tore open in Ethiopia's Afar Desert, not over centuries, but in days. It happened because 3 tectonic plates are slowly pulling apart beneath it. Scientists believe that in 5 to 10 million years, the Horn of Africa will fully detach, and a brand new ocean will form. Africa is literally splitting apart, right now, in slow motion. Number 26. The Vredefort Dome in South Africa is...
So does that become a new continent, or does that become a huge island? Which one? Is it a new continent now? Or is it New Africa? They're going to call it New Africa or something.
The world's oldest and largest confirmed impact crater, located in the Free State province near Johannesburg, formed roughly 2 billion years ago. This massive structure spans 250 to 300 kilometers in diameter. The impactor, likely an asteroid 10 to 25 kilometers wide, created a 40-kilometer deep crater and released energy equivalent to 1,500,000,000,000,000,000 tons of TNT.
Is that the one that killed the dinosaurs?
That is a god-level catastrophe.
Oh my
Number 25.
God.
Africa is the lightning capital of Earth. 6 of the world's top 10 most lightning-struck locations are in Africa. The Congo Basin records over 150 lightning flashes per square kilometer per year. Intense heat, moisture, and atmospheric instability over equatorial forests drive it. Africa accounts for roughly a third of the entire planet's lightning activity. Number 24. The Namib Desert is the oldest desert on Earth, at least 55 million years old. It was already ancient when the dinosaurs went extinct. The Sahara, by comparison, only became a desert around 5 to 7 million years ago. And in the Namib lives the Welwitschia mirabilis, a plant that can survive over 2,000 years and has barely changed in 200 million years. Number 23. Victoria Falls in the Zambezi River drops into a gorge 180 meters deep. The roar carries 40 kilometers. The spray rises 400 meters and is visible from 50 kilometers away. The local Kololo people called it Mosi Oatunya, the smoke that thunders. Not poetry, it's the precise, literal, geographical description. Number 22. Lake Chad once covered 25,000 square kilometers, larger than Switzerland. Today, it's around 1,500, a 90% reduction in just 60 years. Climate change, over-irrigation, and population pressure have nearly erased it. Over 30 million people who depended on it for water, food, and income are now caught in a slow-motion humanitarian catastrophe. Number 21. Lake Tanganyika is 1,470 meters deep. You could stack 2 Burj Khalifas underwater, and the second tower would still poke out above the surface.
That's crazy.
It stretches 673 kilometers north to south, longer than the entire length of England, and borders 4 countries: Tanzania, DRC, Burundi, and Zambia. Millions of years of geological isolation means it contains hundreds of fish species found nowhere else on Earth. Number 20. Parts of Africa glow in the dark, naturally. Bioluminescent bays along coastal East and West Africa light up electric blue.
Hold on, fam. You lying. How y'all gonna have Wakanda and the Avatar in the same country? I mean, in the same continent, bruh. How y'all gonna have the Avatar and Wakanda on the same continent? Now, this is crazy.
When microscopic plankton are disturbed by movement. Certain forest floors glow faintly from bioluminescent fungi on decaying wood. These light shows have existed for millions of years. Africa was lighting itself up long before electricity existed. Number 19. Africa is so tall that its northernmost tip, Cap Blanc in Tunisia, is closer to London than it is to Africa's own southernmost point, Cape Agulhas in South Africa. Cap Blanc to London, roughly 3,200 kilometers. Cap Blanc to Cape Agulhas, over 8,000 kilometers. The continent is closer to Britain at the top than to itself at the bottom. Number 18. Flying from Africa's westernmost point in Senegal to its easternmost point in Somalia, entirely within the continent, takes around 8 hours at cruising speed. That's comparable to flying from London to New York, a transatlantic level journey. Inside
8 hours? I would have actually thought it would have been a little longer than that. I wonder what it would be from north to south though. I feel like it's got to be double, right? It's got to be double. Because I know from the East Coast to the West Coast of the U.S., that's at least, I say it's around probably around 6 to 8 hours probably too.
A single continent. Africa spans 7,400 kilometers at its widest. Number 17. Lake Nyos in Cameroon sits over a volcanic magma chamber that slowly fills its deep water with CO2. On August 21, 1986, the lake suddenly overturned and released a massive gas cloud. CO2, heavier than air, rolled silently across the ground and suffocated 1,746 people and 3,500 livestock within minutes. No explosion, no warning. Scientists now pump the gas out continuously through pipes to prevent it from ever happening again. Number 16. Wow.
Imagine a lake that could, or what was it, a lake, y'all, that could, or a pond, what was that, a lake that could actually kill you. You don't even have to get in the water, bruh.
Somalia has the longest coastline in mainland Africa, 3,333 kilometers along the Indian Ocean and Gulf of Aden. For over 1,000 years, this made it one of the most important trade hubs on the continent, connecting East Africa to Arabia, Persia, and South Asia. Geography shaped everything that came after. Number 15. African country shapes are among the strangest on any map. The Gambia is never more than 50 kilometers wide, snaking 320 kilometers inland, almost entirely surrounded by Senegal, because British and French colonial powers drew lines along different riverbanks. Lesotho sits completely inside South Africa, one of only 3 countries on Earth entirely surrounded by a single other nation. Number 14. Climb Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, and you walk through 3 completely different ecosystems in a single day. Tropical rainforest at the base, alpine moorland in the middle, a full Arctic environment with glaciers at the top, 5,895 meters above sea level, the highest point in Africa. Number 13. Several African borders pass through terrain so remote that stretches of hundreds of kilometers have no road, no crossing, and no population at all. The Algeria-Mali border cuts through thousands of kilometers of Saharan sand. It exists clearly on a map. On the ground, nothing. Open desert as far as the eye can see. Number 12. In Matmata, Tunisia, families have lived in underground pit homes carved below the Earth's surface for centuries, built to stay cool in heat exceeding 40 degrees Celsius above. No modern technology required. Some are still occupied today. And yes, George Lucas filmed parts of Star Wars there. Luke Skywalker's home on Tatooine was a real underground house in Africa.
Shoot.
Number 11. South Sudan declared independence on July 9, 2011, making it the world's youngest country. It took decades of civil war, roughly 2 million deaths, and a peace agreement signed in 2005 to get there. The border with Sudan remains partially disputed to this day, particularly around the oil-rich Abyei region. Number 10. Africa has more land borders than any other continent, 109 of them across 54 countries. A large number were drawn at the 1884-85 Berlin Conference, where European powers divided Africa among themselves. Not one...
That's actually pretty wild if you think about, bro. Like, we really, like, Africa's really divided, bro. That's why I'm pro one Africa, bro, because they really divided us, bro. Look at all that. Look at all those borders. They really divided us.
54 countries. A large number were drawn at the 1884-85 Berlin Conference, where European powers divided...
Imagine if Russia was divided like that, or,
Africa among themselves. Not one African representative was in the room. They drew straight lines across a map, cutting through ethnic groups, languages, and kingdoms, and that caused damage that still echoes today. Number 9.
Facts.
Ganvier in Benin
Facts.
is a fully functioning town of 30,000 people built on stilts above Lake Nokue. Homes, markets, schools, churches, all on water. It was built in the 17th century by the Tofinu people as a survival strategy. The Fan Kingdom, which supplied enslaved people to European traders, had a religious law forbidding attacks over water. The Tofinu built their entire world on a lake. Their geography was their shield.
You see, I'm telling you, like, y'all, Avatar, fam, Avatar is made from real things, even Wakanda. But look, y'all, we seeing all the Avatar stuff right now in this video. They live on top of water.
Number 8. Beneath the Sahara Desert lies one of the largest freshwater reserves on Earth.
Really?
The Nubian
under the desert
sandstone aquifer system stretching under Egypt, Libya, Sudan, and Chad, with around 150,000 cubic kilometers of water, mostly thousands of years old from when the Sahara was green. Libya taps into it through the largest irrigation system ever built. There is a hidden ocean beneath the world's largest desert. Number 7. Coffee was discovered in Ethiopia's Kaffa Highlands around the 9th century when a goat herder noticed his animals became unusually energetic after eating red berries. Monks turned it into a drink to stay awake during night prayers. From Ethiopia to Yemen to the Arab world to everywhere, a $460 billion global industry started with a goat herder and a few berries. Number 6.
I thought coffee came from, like, the poop. Like, they eat something and then I don't know. I thought it came from the poop, y'all. And I thought they cleaned the nut and then they grounded it or whatever.
Every year, 1.5 million wildebeest, 400,000 zebras, and 300,000 gazelles move across a 1,800-kilometer route through Tanzania and Kenya following the rains. The Great Migration, the largest overland wildlife movement on Earth. Crocodiles wait, lions hunt, and still it never stops. A cycle repeating for millions of years.
The circle of
Number
life.
5.
Look, we even got Lion King right here, bro. Like,
5. Africa is the only continent with both the largest and fastest land animals, as the African bush elephant reaches 6,000 kilograms, while the cheetah hits 112 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds. No other continent holds both.
That's my favorite animal right there, by the way, y'all. If y'all wanted to know, I was just, letting y'all know that that's my favorite animal.
Both records at once.
Cheetah.
Number 4. Africa holds 2 extreme world records at the same time, as the Sahara spans 9.2 million square kilometers, making it the largest hot desert on Earth, while the Congo Basin covers over 3.3 million square kilometers as the second largest rainforest. Scorching desert and dense jungle, one continent, both extremes. Number 3. Africa has over 3,000 protected areas, including national parks, reserves, and marine sanctuaries, covering about 15...
I've been to the bottom one. I've been to the penguin, y'all, in Cape Town. I've been to that. Like real life penguins, bro. And there's a lot of them, a lot of the small ones like that.
...% of its land.
Just chilling. There's no snow, none of that. They just out there cooling it, y'all.
More than any other continent, the Serengeti alone is about the size of Connecticut. Number 2. Lake Victoria is Africa's largest lake and the second largest freshwater lake on Earth at 68,800 square kilometers across Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. Over 40 million people depend on it, and the Nile River, the longest river on Earth, flows directly out of it toward Egypt and the Mediterranean. Number 1, Africa didn't just produce great civilizations. It didn't just give the world coffee, writing, and wildlife records. Africa gave the world people, all of them, every single one. Homo sapiens emerged on this continent around 300,000 years ago, and every European, every Asian, every American, every person on every island in every ocean descended from groups who walked out of Africa around 70,000 years ago. There is not a single human alive who does not have Africa in their DNA. Every language ever spoken, every empire ever built, every discovery ever made, all of it flows from one source.
All of it came from Africa, y'all. Shout out, man. Shout out to the greatest continent on Earth. Look, man, comment down below your guys' thoughts on this one. Did he miss out any cool things? Hey, there was a lot of stuff in this video that I definitely did not know about. The craziest thing is I think it was a lake that killed people, and they didn't even get into it. It just blew up, and then the gas that came from the water killed people and killed animals. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to me, y'all. But look, man, I hope you guys enjoy my reaction, my commentary. If you did, smash that like, guys. Sub to the channel if you're new. Stay tuned for y'all. Peace.